John Paul Isaac, Jack Maxey, Rudy Giuliani, Hunter Biden, and all of it. April 2019, legally blind John Paul Isaac, who has changed his narrative many times, sometimes in the same interview, and been called out for it, said he could not identify the person that left a water-damaged laptop or hard drives, and that has changed over time, whether it is, and also whether he could identify them. He's changed his story repeatedly. He said nobody paid for it, nobody came to pick it up, and he also found that there wasn't any contact information recording anything about the thing being left off. And we're not even being told what day in April, depending on which you look it up at. Isn't that, I mean, every form I ever had at the shop when I was running it or just working there, they had to put the time and date stamp and the hour, minute, and second. If they didn't fill it out fully, we wouldn't accept the machine. If they demanded that we take it and then they walked out, we'd call the police and have the police pick it up. It's suspicious activity. By the way, running a computer shop that ever takes in any other person's property, we had a pawnbroker's license and had to have everybody checked out as a base level, bare minimum, because we're handling people's information and could steal their credit card data or steal data off the drive and steal everything. So I'm assuming he would practice proper forensics, right? Here we go. He started looking through the data, saw something on it that disturbed him. A, immediately tries to contact the U.S. Secret Service, which has a phone number you can look up, and say, hey, I run a computer shop and someone dropped off some laptops and or hard drives here. I did enough data recovery to get the information back up and the person never showed up to pay for it. I looked at the paperwork and none of the information is filled out correctly or it's missing. I barely even have the date it was left here. I have a signature or a name written down and it looks like somebody jokingly wrote down Hunter Biden. I need you guys to show up and get a hold of it and then find out, use your resources to find out who it is and have them pay me if you can, but if you can't, fine. But I don't feel comfortable having it because it's not my damn laptop. Doesn't matter that I legally own it right now because it hasn't been left with authenticatable, trackable data. It's abandoned, but also I'm seeing stuff on the drive that would make me call the police. So I'm contacting you because this is apparently the son of the former vice president of the fucking country. That's like me saying, hey, one of Trump's kids, like Barron, left a computer here. I think it's him. I can't tell. He wrote down John Smith, winky smiley. There's no contact information. You're the Secret Service. This is the son of the former president of the United States. Can you come pick this damn thing up? I'm owed $50. Or 500 actually. Yes, I'm legally permitted to keep a backup copy of it as a drive file, preferably in the form of an archive that's been encrypted so it can't get edited in the process. That's actually standard procedure at many shops. And have a password that may be just the name of the file if I don't really care, or if I do care, a password that's based on the hour, minute, and second I stored it, and then hashed. But the point is, no, he basically contacted Rudy Giuliani, an opposition lawyer, to use it for political dirt. So if I did that to Donald Trump, you wouldn't immediately try to debunk it. So what happened when Giuliani got a hold of this? He decided that anyone else analyzing it that isn't friendly to Trump would try to fact check it, he said, to contradict it. That's how you fact check. You try to prove it's true, and then you try to prove it's not true. Because you should be able to find consistently, I can prove it's true, but I can't find any way of disproving it. You find a bunch of stuff you can't prove or disprove, you got to leave it off to the side. But things you can definitively say are bullshit or true, you weigh. If most of it looks like it's faked, you assume the whole drive is faked. Period. I mean, you just do. You have to do that if you're doing data recovery. You have to look at files and say, I can or cannot restore this. If I restore it, if I reassemble the files and it meshes together, and it looks like a video and the video plays clean, it's presumed that the video file has now been restored. However, if part of it goes and shows another video, even if it plays kinda, you have to assume it's not a complete recovery. Did John Paul Isaac explain the nature of what he did with the drive? Or did he just let the thing dry out and it was just the laptop itself damaged and the drives had nothing to do with being any kind of data recovery? Did he image the drives verbatim or not. I mean, you have ownership of the hard drive and the laptops. If you can get them working, you can image the data over here and put it in a file and say, okay, until I can find the person, I'm allowed to sell the laptops. You photocopy the drives. You look for the Apple Care tags and all that kind of crap. Photo image it, copy it. But I would have called the police or the U.S. Secret Service immediately if a Trump relative left something there, but I couldn't confirm it was theirs or contact them. That's what you're supposed to do, right? I mean, I'm judging this person the same way I would be judged in a court case. And again, where's this pawnbroker license? I mean, I don't know if they have it there, but that usually is how it is. Anyway, some claimed the FBI said it was confirmed. No, they didn't. That was a lie told by the Republicans. Giuliani wouldn't let anybody look at it until they got done dicking around with it for several years now at this point. March 2022, Jack Maxey offered some of the data in the form of a drive handed to a particular newspaper, and then claimed almost immediately it was verified by them doing a forensic analysis, and I'm going to read the results back again. No, it wasn't confirmed. Again, this is a lie told about this. Now, what did the Hunter Biden laptop data have? Well, we don't have all of it. Again, Giuliani and friends have made sure that this information will never see the light of day. Nobody's trying to suppress it on the Democrat side. They're not able to. Well, we have on good authority that the Bidens asked for the drive back. No, someone made a claim it belonged to Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden wasn't really sure because he apparently had drives stolen. That was a claim he made. What happened is he let one fall overboard, maybe. Or maybe he lost drives, or maybe he got really, really plowed drunk and lost his laptop, which happens all the fucking time. Maybe he didn't want to admit it. He's a clusterfuck. But if you're claiming you have property that belongs to somebody, and they contact you and say, okay, you say it's my property, can I have it back? That's not an admission of guilt. That's someone daring you to give him the drive back and the computers. And again, Giuliani and crew refused to provide the information to any authorities. No, the FBI didn't verify it. Again, some of you might have just typed that. A portable hard drive appears from Jack Maxey. It's got 217 gigabytes of data, supposedly from 3 laptops worth of data file sources. Okay, here we go. 286,000 files total are mentioned in the quote-unquote, the totally confirming forensic analysis. 100,000 of them aren't mentioned as to what they are, but it's presumed, from what I can read, again, why not just type it out, that it was operating system files, junk files, temporary files, that sort of things that don't have anything to do with anything. Okay. 36,000 photos or pictures, 36,000 message files, like instant messaging files, 5,000 text files, 1,300 video files approximately. Okay. Why are they being vague about the number? Well, I'll tell you why in a minute. And 22,000 emails approximately. That represented 4.3 gigabytes out of the 217 gigabyte data file. That's a pretty low percentage. But that's what you'd expect for mostly text data and small attachments. 16,000 of them were received through Google from somewhere, so they would be able to be verified by cryptographic signatures. Most of the emails, however, the other 4,000 something, weren't able to be directly confirmed that way from some source, or at least not Google. But the majority of even those couldn't be verified because they were incomplete email previews. They might have had the cryptographic hash, but you have to have the entire email, including the attachment, to do this in some cases. It's to confirm you've received it from someone who says they are that. That's to make sure that you're not getting a forged email. That's all it's for. It doesn't confirm anything you send. It's just files in your machine. And the other reason it wasn't able to be confirmed is GOP-friendly people instead of geeks handled these data files. The examination of the drive was done in a manner that coincidentally repeatedly erased the tapes, deleted any other files or any metadata or anything else that would be required to discredit this or prove it. How convenient. It stays an ambiguous thing that never gets resolved because you can always question it. This was caused exclusively after the drive was left. That means the Mac shop owner, Giuliani, this other person named Jack Maxey, and everybody else who handled it are responsible for that data destruction. Or you're presuming that Hunter tried to erase the drive and then said do a data recovery on it, which I guess is possible. Now someone's going to invent another narrative so they can make this make sense. Or the GOPQ here is incompetent and they screwed it up. I have no doubt that Giuliani could have done that. Only 1,828 incoming emails were able to be fully verified. There's people being more generous about it. I'm not. At this point, the chain of evidence is literally garbage. An original source, Mac Isaac, couldn't confirm who left it and didn't have, by their own admission, any data to be able to do so, except what was on the drive, and it's crumbling to shit here. And they still won't provide the image data I'm hoping he made, or any original data before they messed with it, for us to have an image of so we can check this. They won't. And they did the only thing you could ever do to make it impossible to confirm or deny any of it, so it stays ambiguous. Now, let's see what this is. Now, that would amount to maybe 357 megabytes out of 4.3 gigabytes, or not, but the number of emails lost versus gained. We have an 8.3% success rate of recovering emails from a hard drive, and a 91.7% failure rate to recover the information or confirm it. And they're not even mentioning whether or not it's from Burisma or just junk email he received because of a bunch of spammers on Gmail. They're just talking about raw numbers. We can't confirm this because the GOPQ geeks fucked it up instead of having actual geeks do it. Again, you image the drive, preferably zip it shut with a password as a single file, put it in read-only mode, and don't let anybody fuck with it again. And when you do that full image, it includes the erased data, which includes the information that's in there. It just says it's erased and told to ignore. And what you do is you unerase it and reconstruct. 99% of the time you can recover 100% of the stuff. I'm not kidding. That's a joke, by the way. But you can recover a lot better than 8.3%. There's no claim the drive had water damage. The claim is that the laptops had water damage. The laptops are obviously recoverable, or had nothing wrong with them at all. So where's the image file? Where's the ghost file? None has been provided. How did John Paul Mac Isaac, or whoever was working under him, do the data recovery or do the cleanup to get these things back up and running? No details. Where's the original form as it was written out? Is that how a shop would take a hard drive in? Did someone just show up and set them down and start filling out the form and left it there and shoved it forward and left? This sounds like somebody abandoning a bunch of hardware and just running off and just going, gerbil hammer, whatever name put in, Joe Biden or Hunter Biden. Maybe somebody did it as a joke. But no, this is confirmed as being, quote, received from mostly Gmail accounts aimed at Hunter Biden. Okay. Now we get to the next problem. Most of this information was already available as other email leaks that were claimed. Again, not necessarily confirmed, but they were only confirmed that someone sent him information. And as I've said before, with Hillary receiving raving lunatic shit from a former Blink 182 guy, yes, we have to go into the Tic Tac video. Or was it, no, that was the other guy. Receiving junk mail or receiving ravings from someone doesn't mean you're sending them. No, it isn't confirmed. No, this isn't useful. Yes, people lied about it. And again, a legally blind person now saying he could smell the guy a mile away and it had to be Hunter Biden keeps padding his story. But I'm supposed to accept people saying this has been confirmed by the FBI and everybody under the sun when the people you cite and link to state there we weren't able to confirm 91% of this? Actually, it's a lot more than that. I'm being generous with the number. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.